Your hamster looks at you every day, runs to the cage when it hears your voice, accepts food from your hand, and even seems to calm down when it smells you. But here's the most surprising part. It has no idea that you are a human being. In your hamster's mind, you're not a person with a name, a job, and responsibilities. You're something much bigger. You're the source of food, security, warmth, and protection. In other words, you're the center of its universe, and that's more exciting than it sounds. While we see a small rodent in a cage, it sees a gigantic presence that controls everything around it. Someone who can bring comfort, eliminate threats, and make its world a safe place. But how exactly does your hamster see you? What does it feel when it hears your footsteps? And why might this connection be one of the purest forms of trust in the animal kingdom? Today you're going to discover a truth that can completely change the way you look at your little companion. My name is Anderson, and I'm going to reveal to you now 7 reasons why your hamster doesn't see you as a human. Here's the first reason. Your hamster doesn't understand the concept of human. Your hamster doesn't look at you and think, "That's a human being." In fact, its brain doesn't work that way. Hamsters don't classify beings around them into categories like we do. They can't differentiate between a person, a dog, or any other species. What they actually do is identify patterns. To your hamster, you are a huge presence that shows up every day and always leaves very specific clues. Your scent, your voice, the sound of your footsteps, and the way your hand approaches are signals that it learns to recognize over time. At first, everything about you might seem frightening. Imagine what a hamster feels when it sees a creature hundreds of times its size approaching its cage. Its natural instinct tells it to be careful, because in nature, small animals need to be constantly alert to danger. But something extraordinary happens when this enormous presence never poses a threat. Day after day, you show up with food, fresh water, affection, and a safe environment. Little by little, the fear begins to disappear. Familiarity takes the place of distrust. Your hamster begins to associate you with positive experiences. It doesn't think, "This is my human." Its thought process is simpler and more powerful. This presence means security. This shows how animal trust is built in a pure and honest way. Your hamster doesn't care about your appearance, profession, or problems. It simply recognizes that whenever you're around, its world becomes more predictable, comfortable, and protected. And that's the beginning of a truly special bond. Do you understand your hamster well? Answer yes or no in the comments. The second reason is, you are the source of everything he needs. For your hamster, life revolves around a few very simple needs: food, water, shelter, comfort, and security. And there's an exciting detail to all of this. You are the source of each of these things. In nature, hamsters spend much of their time searching for food and avoiding danger. Every day is a struggle to survive. Inside your home, however, the reality is completely different. Food appears at the right time, water is always available, the environment remains clean, and the shelter is safe. In your hamster's perception, all of this happens because you exist. He may not fully understand how this process works, but he quickly learns an important connection. When you get closer, good things happen. Your presence means fresh seeds, tasty treats, nesting material, and a comfortable environment. That's why many hamsters become alert when they hear your footsteps. They associate you with the satisfaction of life's most important needs. This type of association creates something very powerful. You cease to be just a known presence and begin to represent abundance and protection. In your hamster's mind, you are like a reliable force that keeps its universe functioning. When everything is all right, it sleeps peacefully, explores its surroundings, and feels safe because it has learned that its needs will be met. And that has a beautiful meaning. Your hamster doesn't value you for what you own or how you look. He trusts you because, in his experience, your presence always brings care and stability. To this little animal, you're not just its owner. You're the reason its world remains safe, comfortable, and full of life. The third reason is, its scent is a sign of safety. For a hamster, the world is guided primarily by its sense of smell. Much more than by sight, it recognizes its environment and surrounding creatures through sense. This is how it identifies food, paths, and potential threats. Therefore, his scent becomes one of the most important references in his life. At first, the smell of your hands may seem strange, but over time your hamster will realize that this smell is always accompanied by positive experiences: food, fresh water, a clean habitat, and peaceful moments. After several repetitions, his brain creates a simple yet powerful association. His scent means that everything is all right. That's why many hamsters become calm when they sense your presence. Instead of fear, they feel familiarity. Instead of alertness, they feel trust. This detail is touching because it shows that your hamster finds comfort in something as unique as your scent. For him, this scent represents protection, stability, and security. And that means that, even without words, your little companion has learned to associate you with one of life's most important sensations, the certainty of being in a safe place. The fourth reason is, his voice and his footsteps are already familiar. Even if your hamster doesn't understand the words you say, it learns to recognize the sounds that are part of your routine. The tone of your voice, the sound of your footsteps, and even the way you open the cage become extremely familiar signals. Initially, any sound can frighten them. Hamsters are small animals and naturally cautious. In nature, unexpected noises can indicate danger. Therefore, their instinct is to stay alert. But when he realizes that these sounds always precede positive experiences, something changes. His footsteps cease to be a source of fear. His voice begins to convey tranquility. Over time, your hamster may even come out of its hiding place when it hears you approaching. This happens because it has already associated these sounds with the arrival of food, care, and safety. This is one of the most beautiful signs of trust. Your hamster doesn't need to understand what you're saying to feel comfortable in your presence. For him, your voice and footsteps are like a sonic signature, a warning that someone important is nearby. And whenever that sound appears, his world seems more predictable, safe, and welcoming. Are you enjoying the video so far? Then subscribe to the channel, because now come the most important reasons why your hamster doesn't see you as human. And the fifth reason is, you are the giant that never gets hurt. From your hamster's point of view, you are a huge creature. Your hand seems gigantic. Your shadow covers the area, and your movements have a much greater impact than it could ever have. For such a small animal, this could be frightening. And in the beginning, it really is. A hamster's instinct tells it that any creature much larger could pose a danger. In nature, survival depends on being wary of the unknown. That's why it observes every approach with extreme caution. But as time goes by, he realizes something extraordinary. This giant doesn't chase him, doesn't hurt him, and doesn't pose a threat. On the contrary, this enormous presence provides food, cleans the habitat, organizes the nest, and keeps everything in order. This discovery completely changes how he feels about being with her. You cease to be an intimidating figure and become a protective force, someone powerful who could inspire fear but chooses to show care. And that has a very beautiful meaning. For your hamster, you are proof that size doesn't mean danger. You are the gentle giant in whom he has learned to trust completely. Reason number 6 is, to your hamster, you are the whole world. Your hamster's universe is small but full of meaning. He knows the nest where he sleeps, the wheel where he exercises, the corners where he hides food, and the ati paths he travels every night. This space is the whole world he knows. And at the center of this world is you. You are the one who ensures there will always be food, fresh water, and a safe environment. You are the one who keeps the place clean, comfortable, and protected from any threat. In your hamster's perception, your presence is linked to everything that makes life possible. When he smells her scent, hears her voice, or senses her footsteps, he recognizes that the force responsible for maintaining the balance of his universe is nearby. This is deeply moving. Your hamster doesn't care about status, appearance, or everyday problems. What matters to him is the consistency of your care and the security you provide. Ultimately, your hamster doesn't see you as just a human being. It sees you as the most important presence in its existence. And perhaps this is one of the purest forms of love and trust that an animal can offer. The most beautiful meaning of this relationship. When you understand how your hamster truly sees you, everything changes. What once seemed like just a routine of putting out food and cleaning the habitat takes on a much deeper meaning. To this little animal, you are safety. You are comfort. You are the presence that makes the world predictable and protected. Your hamster doesn't care about your flaws, your difficult days, or the worries you carry. He simply recognizes that whenever you're around, his life is better. This kind of trust is rare and extremely pure. An animal so small, guided by its survival instincts, chose to believe that you represent protection. And that is one of the greatest demonstrations of bonding that exists. Perhaps that's why so many people form such a strong connection with their hamsters. They remind us that true love doesn't need words. It's born from consistency, care, and presence. Ultimately, your hamster doesn't see you as an ordinary human being. For him, you are the safest place in the universe. If you love hamsters and want to understand more about the behavior of this little companion, like and subscribe to the channel. Be part of our community of people who see animals with more affection, knowledge, and respect. Here, each video brings you even closer to your hamster.